Hey, it's me. It's animated me. I'm your host, Andy Burrows, and it's time for another episode of Completed It. Movie reviews, pop culture, celebrity guests, and all that good stuff. Oh, and my good friend over there, Sacha Laurie, is my co-host. Hey, Sach, hit the titles, brother. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Completed It. As you can see, I'm your host, Andy Burrows, and as you can also see, he's back. He's had a little sabbatical, a little holiday, a little vacation, whatever you call it, wherever you're listening. My co-host, Sacha Olari. Sash, how are you, brother?
Hello, everybody.
How was your vacay? How was it, my man? Fill us all in.
Yeah,
We had a little trip to India to see the family.
yeah, it was good, nice and hot. Did lots of shopping, saw a few sites, went to a place called Hyderabad, which I'd never been to before. So that was cool, man. It was all good.
Yeah, all good to be back. Well, welcome back on the show, bro. It's good to have you back. The feedback we're getting from the shows have been really, really good. Obviously, we're talking everything like superheroes, and we've done movie reviews and everything. One thing that was online the other day, and I scrolled through this thread, and I mentioned it to you earlier, and you were like, "What are these people fucking talking about?" Is the Batman franchise underrated? So I read it, and I was like, "Are these people fucking crazy?" And everyone was like, the usual. He's not a real superhero. In your opinion, I mean, we've done a Superman special last week. Obviously, we've got Superman Day coming up soon. We've got the new movie coming out on July the 11th. With the delay with Batman 2 and everyone talking about the Superman franchise right now with DC, uh, is the Batman franchise not being forgotten, but does it go under the radar in your
No,
opinion? Because I don't think it does.
no,
Yeah, I mean, what do you
fucking
think?
Batman's fucking everywhere. Who are these weirdos, man? Fucking hell, man. In 1989, Batmania was a real thing. Batman was everywhere. Batman's still everywhere, man. Batman's been Legoed. Batman's been Adam West. Batman's been George Clooney'd, and he still comes back stronger than ever, man. Like, there's Batman thing within every 2 years, man. Who are these people? Batman's underrated. Get lost, mate. Like,
Yeah, I know.
seriously. Batman's in games. Batman's fucking everywhere.
In the top three of all time superheroes?
Fucking some
In a
people's
lot of
top
people's top
one.
one, I know,
A
right?
lot
Yeah.
of people's top one. You know what? Yeah, like as much as I'm a Spider-Man guy, Batman's probably my number two. Easy,
Okay.
easy, without even thinking. Two or three because I'm a big Superman fan. So it's like, but it's probably Batman over Superman for me because he's just so fucking cool, man.
Batman
Like,
v Superman. God, you must be jet lagged.
yeah,
But do you do here's what may have played a part. And again, this is we're just talking about
yeah.
conversations that I heard in the week and what we're reading through when we're talking about doing shows and stuff. Do you think the Batman and Superman versus Superman movie did that help or hinder the franchise?
Oh, hindered it, man. Hindered. That film was waste. Look, there's a lot of people that like that movie, but for me as a long-term comic book person, you don't fucking sideline Doomsday. Doomsday was handled poorly. Uh, Ben Affleck was great. I felt Ben Affleck was great casting. I thought he did the role well for the material that he was given. I
Mm.
just wish he was given his own movie to shine. Um, and I think we were robbed of that. I just, you know, worst portrayal of Lex Luthor on screen. I'm sorry, I don't know what Jesse Eisenberg was doing with his Riddler kind of thing.
Hmm.
Some people are like, "Oh, but he's supposed to be Lex Luthor's son and set up." I'm like, I don't give a shit because did you know that? Did you know who's Lex Luthor's son?
Nope.
I didn't know who's Lex Luthor's son.
Didn't have
Where
a
in the
fucking clue.
movie?
And I've read comics since I was fucking,
Where
like
in
to a
the
grasshopper.
fucking so if the movie cannot illustrate that itself, then
Mm.
that's a bad movie.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have to tell me I've got to look at this comic book here to get that information, then that movie has failed at its job. All
Hmm.
right. Because, as far as the movies go, that's Lex Luthor, and that's a waste. That's a waste, Lex Luthor, man. Um,
Do you think
But
James Gunn will reinvent the Justice League and but potentially we could
yeah,
get Batman? Because having
yeah,
Batman versus Superman, to me, even when it was announced, I thought this is stupid. Surely,
it was
you want
too.
them, you don't
It
want them
was.
going
It was.
against each other.
It was too premature. They should have built it up like Marvel. They should have done,
Mm.
a series of Batman films, a series of, Superman films. You know what I mean? A Green
Do
Lantern,
you
a
think that
Wonder
will? Do you
Woman.
think that's what happened? What will happen now with Warner Brothers and James Gunn, etc.? Do you think they'll build maybe Superman, Superman 2, Supergirl's going to come out? Then hopefully
Looks like it,
we're going to
but
get Batman 2 in what 2026
yeah,
now,
it
27.
looks like it. It looks like it, but it looks like they're taking a different approach because if you've seen the trailers, obviously we know Green Lantern's in there.
So
We
he's in
know
a spin-off
Hawkeye's in.
movie, Hawkeye movie,
Not Hawkeye,
Hawk
Hawkman's
Girl,
in there.
Hawkman.
Yeah, Hawkman, Hawkgirl's in there. So they're doing it in a established universe somewhat. So things are already connected. You know what I mean? They're going with the whole things like, look, this shit exists.
Mm.
Whereas like before they were kind of building it. You know what I mean? Like these people didn't exist at all, kind of like how Marvel did it. Iron Man was the first, and then so
Is
they're
that where
doing.
DC kind of dropped the ball a little bit then? They haven't really
Oh,
done.
I'm talking about what Gunn's doing. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about what they did
But
before.
is he going to have to rectify what's gone before? Because what's gone before, they've kind of fucked it
No,
up, really.
no, he doesn't.
Is he ripping it up and starting again, in your
Yeah,
opinion, or is he,
yeah,
revamping it?
yeah. I think he's ripping apart and starting again. I think there might be some characters that might transcend over. I think because if they've got an established universe, they could do whatever the fuck they want. So,
Mm.
but we'll see what it does. I mean, like the trailers have been good so far. Um, swinging it back to Batman and where Batman is and stuff in like films and stuff. Obviously, look, recently there was a report about the delay of the Batman 2 because obviously we're in 2025. It's coming up to 3 years since the Batman. Nobody's heard anything. And then people are like, is it part of the Gun universe and whatnot? So this is it. Okay, Matt Reeves. His agreement with Warner Brothers was that it was going to be separate. He didn't want it connected to anything.
Hmm.
That looks like it's going to be the thing now.
Hmm.
Um, but in terms of where the Batman is, there's a rumor. This is a rumor. This is not confirmation because people's health and their business is their health and their business. But according to Grace Randolph, who's another YouTuber that's online and stuff, she's spouting stuff that Matt Reeves is actually ill or
Oh,
something.
never knew
Yeah.
that.
And because he's writing the script for the
Hmm.
Batman,
Of
obviously
course.
it's put a bit of a delay because of his health issues. What those health issues are, we don't know. But she quoted, apparently, I say apparently, I'm not confirming, I don't know shit. I know as much as everyone else on the internet, but they're saying it's a Chadwick Boseman situation,
Mm.
which kind of puts everything a little bit panic stations, disarray, or whatnot.
Mm.
So I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. Could it be that there not be a Batman 2? Because here's the thing, if it's a different Batman, obviously Gunn would probably want to establish his own Batman in his own world
Hmm.
and not confuse audiences. But at the moment, I think any kind of discussions like this is premature. And let's say there is a health issue with the director. I wish him and his family all the best, and I hope he pulls through and he's all right,
Yeah. More important
because
things than movies.
yeah, there's more important things, man. So I wish him all the best. I wish Matt Reeves, hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully it's like an exaggerated cold situation.
Hopefully, it's just the internet being the internet, and
Yeah,
you know what
hopefully
I
it's
mean.
that.
Maybe it's like like what James Gunn has said recently. He says no movie he does is going to be rushed. Maybe that's the same for the Batman 2 movie. Don't rush
Exactly.
it. All right, it's
And
not. I
some
wouldn't even say it's annoying for fans. It's just the culture that we live in now, where you can literally pick up your phone and get everything instantaneous, or you can turn on your laptop, or you can hit
oh, it's
record on
ruined.
you can hit record on a
Yeah,
podcast. And I'm not dissing because this is what me and you do. We talk about these things,
yeah,
and I watch many people that do this kind of thing. We had like Stu from the Stu World Order. He breaks down movie, and but everything is so easily accessible now, and it's like instant. It's quick. You want it
yeah.
now. You want it now, and hence why people are. We've had to wait for all these little in between Marvel movies that have come out. Then we're going to get the Marvel movie next year, Doomsday, which is just going to hopefully it's going to be incredible and leads to greater things. It's probably the same with Batman. They've had, like you said, 3 years since the last one. And a lot of people are like, well, okay, well, now's the time for the second one. It's like, well, like James Gunn said, he said, no movie he makes or anything he's going to touch is going to be rushed. So, say for argument's sake, the Superman movie comes out on July the 11th, probably won't get another one for 3 years. Why should you? You'll get Supergirl in between that, and you might get, like you
Yeah.
mentioned, you'll get a few in betweeners. But if you're talking the quote unquote big franchise movies, like we were mentioning earlier, like the Avengers movies and etc., the Star Wars movies, etc., the big ones,
Yeah.
like there will be like there's going to be another main
I
Star Wars
mean,
movie. There's going to be another main Superman movie. There will be
yeah.
a Batman too. There'll
Oh
probably be
yeah.
another Joker movie along sometime along the lines because they've got to fix the clusterfuck of the last one they done.
Yeah.
So you just got to be
So
patient.
yeah, you do to a degree, but also there's a thing called shareholders.
Money.
James Gunn may have every big intention about slowing his roll and getting things right, but he also has to deal with, well, Peter Safran, his producing partner, he has to deal with the shareholders.
Mm.
And if the shareholders want their shit straight away, then they're going to get their shit straight away.
Yeah, I
It's
suppose
how
if
the,
people are investing in a
yeah,
movie, they're going to want to
it's a,
return.
it's
Yep,
a, it's a, it's a double-edged sword, unfortunately.
it's a
So
business at the end of the day. It's not what it was back in the day. You made movies for the sake of movies. Now I think people just make, and we've said this so many times on this show,
yeah,
you'll make a movie and you'll use a name. And again, we'll go back to Mufasa that I recently saw, or, The Accountant is coming out, The Accountant 2 is
yeah.
coming out. Do they really need to make that movie? I hope it's a good movie, or is this a case of them going,
Well, they
oh, the
said they were
first
going to
one did.
make. Well, they said they were going to make that right after the count one.
Yeah.
The reason why it hasn't happened is because Affleck was scheduled for Batman, the whole DC
Mm,
thing, and then the other delays were for other projects
the
and stuff.
Punisher, stuff like
And
that.
obviously, the other chap
Plays the Punisher.
yeah, who plays the Punisher, he's a much bigger name now. So, I mean, it's about scheduling, getting the actors in the right place and stuff. I
Mm.
can't wait for The Accountant 2 because that first one
I've
was
already
decent.
booked. I think the
Yeah,
week Friday it comes out. So yeah, I mean, but as for the Batman franchise being underrated, come on now, that's just
trash.
crazy talk, crazy
That's
talk.
just trash. That's just trash talk. Yeah,
But it's going to kind of lead us into our next. We don't really we haven't discussed this much on the show since we started, but a few people have mentioned it to me, so we're going to discuss it. Best animated series, Sash. I mean, I don't know if obviously you're a big Star Wars guy. I am, so we're talking like Clone Wars, etc., etc. Do you get involved as much as because a lot, I went down the black hole the other day. I started researching this and like got chatting to people that are obsessed with the animated series. You've got the Spider-Verse, you've got the Batman animated stuff, the
So we
Superman.
just so when you talking about animated series, are you talking about cartoons as a whole, or are you
Yeah,
talking
you
about
can.
superhero shit?
I mean, we can touch on a little bit of both if you want, but specifically to leading on from our Batman chat, if you
Yeah.
look at, I went down the black hole looking at the Superman animated movies. Oh
Oh
my
yeah.
God, sheesh. I mean, watched a couple on Amazon Prime. There, I get what people are saying. You either love them or you're kind of like,
Yeah.
this isn't really for me. I watched a few, so while we're obviously coming up to do this show. What's your opinion? Obviously, I mean, I could watch the Clone Wars every day of the week and
Yeah.
twice on Sundays. It's one of them. I think
Yeah.
that's it. And I get in a lot of arguments with people with this. For me, like the Clone Wars was up there with some of the best things that Star Wars ever done. And I'm talking
Oh
ever.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, without a doubt. Because thinking with Clone Wars, there are some episodes where you're like, why wasn't this a movie?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
It filled
But
in
you
so
got
many
but
gaps.
but you gotta understand though, like these are cartoons and not movies. And with the subject of Clone Wars, here's the thing. If we're talking about Star Wars animated stuff in general, I tell people to start off with Star Wars Rebels because I think that's a better show
I
than
love Rebels.
Rebels is amazing. Now, before people get all fucking mad at me, Clone Wars fans or whatever, you gotta
Going in the
understand.
comments right now.
You gotta understand with Clone Wars. Here, where I'm coming from with Clone Wars. All right, you. It's a great show, but there's a lot of filler because there's 25 episodes per season for
Mm.
most part. and it doesn't really get great until about halfway through season two when they start doing like the double episodes that continue on off each other.
Hmm.
Before that, it's like, and this is not a slight on it because it was originally a kids' cartoons that was aimed at kids that fleshed out all these characters to do with the Clone Wars, and that's fine.
The
But
character development in it was great for the
oh yeah,
franchise.
totally, totally. But you got to understand that first season and a half, there's a lot of filler. Like I don't need to see no Jar Jar Binks episodes. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to know
That
how he.
poor guy, after all
I
these
don't.
years,
I
still
don't
gets
need
a
to see
Mr.
how.
Jaja Binksy.
I don't need to see how he wrecks the princess's ship on Naboo for her to get the new one in episode three. Like I don't need that. That's the story I didn't need to ever like really care about. But you know, the show as a whole, even the way it ended, the way fucking Clone Wars ended was fucking masterpiece. But yeah,
Genius. Absolute
but
genius. You know, people out there still haven't seen it. Go and watch it. I
yeah,
mean, a lot of people say, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, I'm not really into the animated stuff." I'm like, if you watch one show or two, like we said with Rebels,
I say start with Rebels. The reason
oh,
why I say start with Rebels, one, it's a shorter, shorter lifespan
yeah,
because it's only four seasons.
shorter
It's
episodes.
a, it's a completed story, so it has a beginning, middle, and an end.
Hmm.
Um,
You can
When
watch it independently, and all you don't really have to dip
you
into.
don't
Oh, I've got to watch
even,
this to know what's going on
yeah,
here. I mean, you don't really have to for Clone Wars if you know your Star Wars stuff. I mean, you don't really have to watch the movies. It fills in
yeah,
a lot of what goes on. I get that, but if you just
yeah,
went to start it, you'd soon pick up
yeah.
what's going on. Just Google what timeline is this in, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. But I mean, if we're talking about animated shows, I mean, like, come on, you grew up with me for fuck's sake. I mean, I was always into everything, but like, well, Transformers when
Oh,
Transformers was a thing, uh,
but there's been
Turtles
so
when Turtles a
many.
thing.
There's been so many
Yeah.
follow-ons to them now. If you look at the Transformers franchise, you got on Netflix, and there's
Oh yeah,
Transformers
yeah, yeah.
Ultra and fucking all. Again, that comes back to what we've said in previous
You
weeks and
know
months
what?
since we've
You
been
know
doing
what?
this. They just rebuff it for the sake of
Yeah.
rebuffing it and just call
You,
it Transformers. And my mate Chris, who watches this, shout out to Chris. He hasn't got any hair, but he had any hair. Pull it out. He won't watch half of this garbage because he's like, no, Transformers is Transformers.
I'll be honest with you. Out of all of them, the only one where they've rebooted it to like loads of times, and I like most incarnations, is Turtles.
Mm.
Turtles has had many incarnations over the years, and I've not disliked any of them.
You can watch the originals on Paramount Plus now.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, even the new one, the Seth Rogen one, I fucking love it because I love the vibe because they're teenagers, right? They're
Hmm.
teenagers,
Hmm.
and they actually got actual teenagers to voice them,
Makes
and they
sense.
felt so much more authentic. You know what I mean? In how
Hmm.
kids are, and
Mm.
that's why I love that film. And also, the other reason why I like that film, it was the first time they were like, because if you read the comics, Turtles have bear villains rather than just Shredder. And they introduced all the villains,
Hmm.
like all the mutant villains and shit, even the Godzilla thing, because the Turtle comics are wild, man. All right. They're wild. And that's, you know what? Seth Rogen knew. I love that film. I watched a couple of the animated stuff because they did an animated follow up. And yeah, I kind of dug it. The only thing I didn't like is that they're going high school now. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, that's a bit dumb, but all right, I'll allow it because everything else is fire. And I love Jackie Chan and Splinter. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? I think that was great, like casting there. Um, but the Turtles in general, you remember how much I liked them at school and shit. So
Dude, I remember
like
me and you being at
yeah,
Elm Grove and that bell going and us literally running
run,
home so we
yeah,
can get home for like
totally.
10 past 3 so we could watch it.
So
'Cause
so
back then we
like
didn't have the thing called Sky Plus now. We had to run home
yeah,
or we
we had to
missed it.
run home, man. Run home. The two shows I used to run home was Turtles and fucking Superman with Dean Kane
Yeah,
every
Saturday nights, bro.
Saturday at
Saturday
six
nights
o'clock.
after Noel's house party.
Yeah.
We're
Fuck
old.
me,
Fuck
man.
me, we're old, bro.
I'm a fat cunt now. I can't run like that. I cannot do cardio like that anymore, man. Seriously. A man
Um,
man used to run from fucking what's that? On Saturdays I'd be around Simon's house. So that'd be from Central Harrow all the way to Kenton, bam, in 15 minutes and just
yeah,
constant. Like if I
you'd need a defib if you'd done that now.
Dude, I'd have a heart attack across Kent Wreck, mate.
Talking about when we were younger, Sach, so, a movie that's and this is going to this is a double-edged question subject that we're going
Yeah.
to talk about. The Minecraft movie that's
Mm.
recently come out has got probably it's making a lot of money.
Yeah, I could imagine so.
And
It's
full
Minecraft.
disclosure, haven't been to see it yet. So, but for discussion points,
Yeah.
it's getting a lot of backlash for being the comments I went through a lot of, like IMDb and stuff like that, and I am going to go and view it myself so I can make up my own mind. Saying it's how bad it is, and but I want to caveat this. Do you think the movie industry and movie fans now, me and you spoke about this before we got on it, it's kind of a forgotten thing that they can just make movies for kids. When me and you were younger, like you've just
Yeah.
mentioned there, that you go and the age we are now, both 44 years old, and we'll sit down and watch a Turtles movie and but, as adults.
Yeah.
But it seems to be a thing now where they've made the Minecraft movie, and it's
Yeah,
specifically for,
yeah.
I
It's
think, it's for
specifically for
like
kids.
for
Yeah.
kids, for gamers, people. But I haven't really played the game. Played it a little bit, nothing
Yeah,
major.
same.
I'm into my computer games, but I'm more with sport and stuff like that. Do you think it's a thing now within the movie industry or the movie viewer that you
Uh,
can't just make a movie and let kids enjoy it? There's got to be these judgmental. We're not sitting here as two judgmental 44-year-olds. We're trying to defend
yeah.
that you're still allowed to make children's movies. I mean, what do you think to that?
Well, yeah, sure. I mean, like, look, I mean, look, Minecraft's not for everybody, but I mean, look, it's making bank. The kids clearly like it. You saw in the comments of our group chat, Chris took his kid to see it, and his kid
Hmm.
fucking loved it.
Loved it, yeah,
So,
and that's what it should be.
and that's
It's for
what
his age group.
that's what it should be. I mean, like, like to be honest, it's like, look, these big companies, we're in a age where it's all about IP. They want to get
Mm.
butts on seats, and they're going to look at stuff like Minecraft. I mean, like, how long has the Monopoly movie been in development? I'm not even joking.
Oh, I know.
The Monopoly movie has been in development since 1990, since the 90s.
Mm.
They've been trying to do a Monopoly movie. Ridley Scott was attached at one point, still hasn't come. Why? Because how the fuck are you going to do a story about fucking Monopoly? Yeah, I
It's
mean,
gonna be. It's the same with
it's
a lot of people say, "Well, how have
yeah.
they not made a Fortnite movie yet?"
That'll come. I'm
I
sure
think
that'll
that will
come.
come.
Especially with Minecraft, especially with Minecraft being a hit. I mean, well, but I've never played Fortnite, so I can't
For
really.
Satch, you probably hate me here. Full disclosure, I fucking love playing.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean,
Sorry, bro, don't disown me.
is that something you play with your kids, or is that something you
Yeah, but
play?
when she might go to sleep, I might be online.
Oh, okay, sure.
But yeah, but
Okay.
she has a Nintendo DS. I have the Xbox. So, but you can, it's dual, isn't it? So we can both. It's just
Okay.
something cool. Again, though, I think it's just something cool that you can
Yeah,
do with your kids. And it's so people are so judgmental these days. And I think with the Minecraft movie,
yeah,
everyone's just jumped on the bandwagon. I kind of get the backlash from the Snow White movie because that's more Disney trying to make a point, if that makes sense. With
yeah,
the
yeah,
Minecraft movie, you're just like, that kid's just going and enjoy a kid's film. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But then you flip it and you go and see a movie like Sonic, and that caters to both. Do you think that's kind of lost in movies when you go to like a Sonic 3 that catered for people like me and you? That
Mm,
I went to the cinema and there was dads there with their kids. It catered to there was people dressed up as Sonic, and I thought it was
yeah.
great. But do you think that kind of movie caters for both? Where some movies, a la the Minecraft movie, is purely for the younger audience?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think there's an audience for everything.
Mm,
Even Snow White. I mean, look, the Wicked crowd clearly like it,
hmm
and Wicked made some decent numbers. I know Snow White hasn't been quite as well received, but that's probably down to external forces.
hmm
Um, but being that the controversy and all of that stuff. But I mean, every movie has an audience for somebody. Somebody who end up liking it. But good luck to Minecraft. I mean, like they knew who their target audience were. The people that it was aimed at clearly liked it. So no wonder they're making more because Warner Brothers have already commissioned the sequel. Um, so
Easy,
yeah,
easy money in it.
yeah,
Easy money, and my only doubt. And look, I'm a huge, hence why we do this every week. I'm a huge movie fan. I think sometimes though it's just very easy for these big movie companies, and again we come back to what we've always said to go. It made us God knows how many millions in the first one. even if it's not that good, we'll make it. I'm not just talking Minecraft Pacific here. We're making another one. You know, the actors are just like, well, I'm getting paid God knows how much to make this sequel, whether it's good, bad, or otherwise. I'm doing it. So yeah, I get it, mate. I get it. We're talking of franchises that we're not sure what's going on with. I know it's a subject that you wanted to touch on. The Tomb Raider TV series, something that we haven't really got into yet. I know you mentioned when we were chatting earlier. Ever going to happen?
Don't know, man. Where is it? I mean, there was a big report. There was a big report on it about how, it's supposed to come out around now, and it just looks like it's in development hell. There's still no script. They hired Phoebe Waller-Bridge to write the series. Um, she's worked on two iterations of it already, but it seems like they can't agree with the Amazon chief, Jennifer Stork, on which direction they want it to go. Um, is it dead? Well, here's the thing. Amazon just spent 1 billion for Barbara Broccoli to step aside from James Bond. If you got James Bond, which is clearly the bigger IP, and you were Amazon and you can do
Mm,
anything, and
you're
this
going to
is
do James Bond.
you're probably going to do James Bond over Tomb Raider.
Mm,
You know, and it's kind of like why there wasn't a Tron movie until now. I mean, Tron Legacy did okay, but it didn't do mad monies. It made enough to make a sequel, but then Lucasfilm bought Star Wars, and then they were like, Tron sequel or Star Wars. Well, Star Wars a guaranteed $1 billion movie back then. So
mm,
they went all into Star Wars because it's Star Wars, man.
mm.
So I think we've got a similar situation here. I think Tomb Raider's kind of in development hell at the moment, and I think they're just sit. I think they've spent money on the writing staff for the past 2 years and come up with nothing. I think they're gonna go, let's try Bond now, do something fresh, get some
Mm,
money in the bank, and then let's look at this at a later date, kind of thing.
yeah,
Whether it be with Phoebe Waller-Bridge still attached, I don't know, because by the looks of it, they've done two passes and they've not come to an agreement. And if
mm,
you're spending millions of dollars, why would why would you go for a third time? You know,
yeah, no,
so I don't know, man. Until something official comes from Variety or the Hollywood Reporter, I'm marking it as down as development hell until we
it
get an
is. Yeah,
announcement. Yeah,
I get you, brother. I get
but
you.
it's kind of gone radio silence, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah. I mean, talking of something that hasn't gone radio silent, and you've re-educated me before we started recording, and I nearly had my friend card thrown in my face because I said I gave up after the first two movies. Mission Impossible. Uh, is this? I know you are so passionate about this film franchise, and you nearly disowned me because I told you I gave up after like the second movie. But because you are one of my best friends on the planet, I am going to restart watching the franchise just for you. But one of the things I know you wanted to talk about, the Mission Impossible franchise. Is this it? The final movie? Are we done?
That is the $1 billion question because the last movie, Tom Cruise was talking like he was still going to do this shit till he was 80. All
It's like the
right. He
Fast
was
and
like,
Furious movies, isn't it?
and not only that, but yeah, totally, except better.
Yeah, when
um,
when cars are
yeah,
coming out of fucking aeroplanes and shit, I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this
yeah.
franchise.
Um, but with and what's it? Christopher McQuarrie, our McHugh, as he's now known as, um, McHugh was saying they've already got ideas for the next ones after these two. And it was like, okay, so like these two aren't the final installments. So let's go back to Mission Impossible Fallout, the crown jewel of the franchise for most people. You got Henry Cavill up in there. Fucking fantastic fucking movie. Okay. Shot in London, I might add. Well, they
The
all
last
are.
one was shot 10 minutes down the road from me
Oh, okay.
in Leighton Buzzard. Yeah,
So like with Fallout, Fallout was the first Mission Impossible to make $1 billion. Okay, It's the only one to make $1 billion. It
Mm.
gradually those films became $1 billion IP, and Paramount didn't expect it to make that much. They thought it'd make around 700-800 million, which is the general ballpark of these movies. So it makes Avengers level money. Paramount were like, yo, Mr. Cruz, we want more. Not only do we want more, we want two more. We want them out back to back.
Yeah.
Now, the whole point of filming stuff back to back is to save costs. You have one big, massive production, you split the cost over two movies,
Hmm.
and that's kind of how you do them. Unfortunately, while filming Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, basically what happened, we got hit by COVID. COVID fucked those two movies because they
Mm.
were filming scenes back to back across two movies.
Hmm.
They had to shut down production 3 times over. During the 3 times, you've got to look at schedules, everybody's schedules. Nicholas Hoult was supposed to be in both of these movies, had to drop out because of, everything, which means whole scenes had to be reshot and characters needed to be recast.
Yeah, rewritten.
Yep, rewritten on the fly. Luckily, the director is the writer as well, so they
Helps.
they were okay with that. If it was like a script by somebody else, then
Mm.
they would have had to hire another guy. Um, what was going to be a 300 million investment for two movies ends up ballooning to 400 million, not including marketing costs. And that's just for one of these movies.
Mm.
So both movies have cost 400 million each. The first one comes out, and obviously it came out post COVID, and it doesn't underperform. Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. I want to be specific here with how much it made to show that.
Shall I sing or something now? A little interlude? I don't know what to.
No, no, I'll
Oh,
bring it up
okay.
in just
Oh,
a sec.
I
Hang
wasn't sure if I
on.
needed to.
Fallout, Dead Reckoning Part 1. Okay, so worldwide it made 571 million.
It's not bad.
But 400 million spent, another 100 million in marketing,
Mm.
profit 71 million, which means the studio execs get a very tiny
Yeah, I bet they
slice
were
of the
not their
they
usual amount.
yeah, not their usual amount. That's a drop, a big drop for the franchise, considering even before that it was making 800, 700. You know
Mm.
what I mean? I guess they haven't seen 500 since MI3, to be quite
Mm.
honest, which at the time would have been bigger money back then. You know what I mean? Because
Yep.
adjusted to inflation. So, you know, they've already had this one, but while they were doing both of them, they paused on the final reckoning,
Hmm.
whatever the hell it was called then. They just paused on 8. They concentrated on 7, put it out there, got the money, and now they're finishing off this one. It's now a post-COVID world. Can they bring the magic back? Is it the final one? Well, I can look at those numbers from the previous one, and I could imagine Paramount being, let's make this the last one and let's put it to bed for a while because, you know what I mean? Maybe there isn't an interest anymore. But
Do they
could,
branch off into a TV world?
not with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, that's the
Tom
problem.
Tom Cruise owns the franchise. He's not a TV player. His contracts, his actual contract is specifically for
Movie.
movies.
Yeah.
So, is this the end? I don't know, but I reckon. But also, this is the repercussion of this. Um, so Top Gun Maverick made 1 billion, okay, and Cruise was like, "Yeah, we're not planning doing a Top Gun 3." Top Gun 3 got greenlit shortly after Dead Reckoning's box office came out.
Mm.
Do
I
you know
think the
what I mean?
script's half done for the next one, isn't it? From what I'm hearing. Yeah.
Probably. Well,
Yeah.
it's Christopher McQuarrie
Yeah.
writing again. So I mean, we'll have to see about Top Gun 3 whether it's actually happening because they've said there's a possibility. I don't know whether there's been a proper green light, but they're in talks with everybody to come back. Obviously, who's the guy that plays Hangman? He's a bigger star now. Uh,
Oh, hang on.
Forget
I
his
was
name
looking
now.
at something about him the other day, actually.
Glenn Powell.
There you go.
Glenn Powell's a much. He's a modern day A-lister
Un
now. Um,
Unpopular opinion, but a lot of people say Top Gun 2 was better than Top Gun.
it was
Just throwing it out there, people.
in multiple
Mm,
viewings.
just throwing it
Yes,
out there.
I think I
Different
love.
eras, different
Yeah,
movie eras,
I
different
love them
movie eras.
both. I love them both, to be honest. But
I preferred the second one.
yeah, the second one was great, man. It was so
Just
good,
saying.
so
I'm
good.
just saying,
I,
bro. But
but
yeah,
I
no,
mean,
you're right in what you say. You're right in what you say.
so, is it the final reckoning? Who knows? At the moment, who knows? We don't know. But
Mm.
they're gearing it up like it is, though. I mean, like if you look at the
Yeah, but we've
trailers,
been down this path
if you look
before
at the
with many movie
trailers, if you
franchises.
look at the trailers, they're like bringing stuff from the first movie back into play. I'm like, what the
Mm.
fuck?
Well, just for
We'll have to
you,
see.
I promise you, I'll give it another go because you tell me how fucking awesome it is, and
Oh man,
I trust your movie
start with three.
judgment.
Start with three.
What? Just mug off like, I forget I've
Yeah.
watched the first two.
Well, look, you didn't like them. You didn't like them.
Mm.
I'd say give the first one another go, but only after you've seen the
Three.
others.
Okay.
S- Because you got to understand, three, you don't really need to see part one or
Okay.
part two.
You
Just
could just
watch number
start
three.
and start from four, five, six. Okay, I will.
Yeah.
That'll be my mission in the next couple of weeks. I will report back, sir. Talking about what we've coming up in the next couple of weeks. Me and you, my friend, over Easter weekend, are sitting down with. I'm really gonna have to learn this. Tohoro Masamu. Muro. I don't know. I'm
Oh,
not sure.
Shredder.
Yeah, basically, we're sitting down with Shredder that played Shredder in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. We've had one of the Turtles on. Now we've got the bad guy on, obviously from different eras and different movies. But yeah, next Sunday, my friend, me and you are sitting down with the gentleman who played Shredder. I promise everyone I will learn his name by then and actually be able to pronounce it. It's quite important when you host a show like this. But yeah, we've got that coming up. We've got some great guests again lined up. The Back to the Future feedback from the Jeffrey Wiseman episode was incredible. Thanks to everyone that really checked that out. If you haven't checked it out, go to our YouTube channel. Those asking me where you can find our YouTube channel, if you just go onto YouTube and type in Completed It Pod, all one word, into the search bar, and you'll see our little logo that's behind me right now. Just click on that, like, subscribe, hit the notification, and we'll be dropping more shows in the coming weeks, days, months, and hopefully years, my friend, that you and I'll be doing this. But I've got quite a busy movie week coming up, Sash. I am off to see. So I saw The Amateur today, by the way, as I mentioned on in the podcast. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. It's a really good movie. I recommend it to everyone. Myself and Jonathan Noakes have seen Novocaine, so we're going to drop a review of Novocaine. It's all right. It's okay. The Working Man. Wow. Now that, and I get what people I saw in our group chat, Sash, people like Jason Statham movie or not. This movie for me was a solid 8, 9 out of 10.
Oh, Working
Really
Man.
good movie.
Okay.
Really, and they set it up. They definitely make. This is what we were talking about earlier about sequels. 100% being Working Man 2. I won't give too much away. 100% going to happen. But I recommend The Working Man to anyone. Go and see it. We're going to sit down and get all these reviews out soon. But tomorrow I'm off to see Drop. I think it's about the girl. She's on a date. She has to kill her date, or her son dies back in the house. Sounds very. I recommend. Go and watch the trailer. Actually, it'll be easier for me
Okay.
to watch it. Wednesday I'm off to see Warfare. Looks quite
Huh.
a good movie. And Friday I'm off to see Sinners. So we've got a lot of content to sit down and talk about, my friend. But it's been good having you back, my man. I'm glad you made it back safe and sound from India. You and I will obviously keep in contact for. I think I speak to you nearly as much as my own family these days. So we'll sit down and we'll be back next Sunday. But yeah, if anyone wants to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Completed It Pod is where you can find us. And again, go onto YouTube, Completed It Pod, all one word, like, subscribe, all that good jazz. And we'll do this all again next week, my man. But another episode has been completed it. Sash, take care, my man. I'll catch up with you in the week, brother. Till next time, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Stay safe.